What's up, guys? I'm Chris Spags here, back with another Four Corners for today's three-game NBA DFS slate, courtesy of Awesemo.com and presented by SuperDraft. We've got just 3 games today, and it's going to be hard to come down from the highs of Aaron Baines' chalk day on Friday, the best value day I think we might have ever seen in NBA DFS. But let's get that power of positivity back in the air to start off the week. And right now, please hit that like button. And if you want your chance to win a free month of Awesemo Plus, courtesy of SuperDraft, like this video and comment your overall top value according to Draftkings salary down below. A bunch of people guessed Aaron Baines correctly on Friday, so I'll announce that winner a bit later on. But right now, if you want to join that person at the pay window, like this video and comment your top value play down below. But even on a 3-game slate, we've got no time to waste here in the Four Corners. Let's get right into our first corner of the top owned plays, and Eric Bledsoe in a game at Denver, where there's 108.8 implied points for Milwaukee. Bledsoe has 48% expected ownership on Draftkings, while he has 32% on FanDuel. Bledsoe sees over 30% usage and a jump to a 36% assist rate in court time without Giannis. And while his road back-to-back at Denver isn't the best scenario, Bledsoe's price and opportunity make him seem like worthwhile chalk ownership. Another current top-owned play looks like his teammate Chris Middleton in that same game at Denver. There's 108.8 implied points for Milwaukee. Middleton has 45% expected ownership on Draftkings, while he has 55% on FanDuel. Middleton sees 33% usage without Giannis, and while he poses the same concerns on an altitude-infused back-to-back, he's also too cheap for a day without Giannis available. And our last of the current top-owned plays looks like John Collins in a game versus Charlotte, where there's 113.8 implied points for Atlanta. Collins has 27% expected ownership on Draftkings, while he has 65% on FanDuel. Collins' price makes him hard to avoid on FanDuel going against a weak Charlotte interior, with over 46 fantasy points in 5 out of Collins' last 6 games. And now for our next corner, here are the guys who currently look like the top value plays, starting with Serge Ibaka in a game at Utah, where there's 110 implied points for Toronto. Serge played 36 minutes yesterday despite Marc Gasol's return to the lineup, but given their back-to-back, his minutes should stay mostly secure at a reasonable salary. Another top value play currently looks like Cody Zeller in that game in Atlanta, where there's 109.8 implied points for Charlotte. Zeller has played over 25 minutes in his last 2 games, and while his role doesn't feel the most secure still, he's priced well industry-wide given a strong matchup against Atlanta. And our last of the current top value plays looks like Dwayne Dedmon in that same game versus Charlotte, where there's 113.8 implied points for Atlanta. Dedmon hasn't topped 21 minutes in his return to the lineup thus far, but Charlotte offers a lot of production to centers, with Dedmon at a very solid price on a slate without much obvious value. And now for our next corner, here are some of the other core plays I'm currently looking at, starting with Devontae Graham in that game at Atlanta, where there's 109.8 implied points for Charlotte. Graham has looked solid after he took a few games off for injury, and even though Charlotte will still mostly play slow despite the pace-up matchup, Graham's scoring and assist upside should see a slight jump playing Atlanta. Another core play for me in that same game is Trae Young in a spot versus Charlotte, where there's 113.8 implied points for Atlanta. Trae is off the injury report with his illness issues, and after a 4-for-16 bomb versus Memphis over the weekend, he seems due for better days against Charlotte's 110.4 defensive rating, with 48% shooting from the floor allowed. And our last of the current core plays looks like Miles Bridges in that game in Atlanta, where there's 109.8 implied points for Charlotte. Bridges' price is now a little bit cheaper than PJ Washington's on Draftkings, but the inverse is true on FanDuel, and they both look particularly playable today thanks to the matchup with Atlanta and their 112 defensive rating. And now for our last corner, here are some lower-owned NBA DFS dart throws that I'm looking at today, starting with DeAndre Hunter in that game versus Charlotte, where there's 113.8 implied points for Atlanta. Hunter is typically one Atlanta player who goes entirely overlooked ownership-wise, but he projects well at a reasonable price and can spike an upside if one of the other highly owned core Hawks underperforms. And one more lower owned dart throw from that Atlanta game is Willy Hernangomez in the spot versus Atlanta, where there's 109.8 implied points for Charlotte. Willy could steal minutes from a decently owned Cody Zeller or just be hyper-productive per minute thanks to the matchup with Atlanta at a reasonable value price. And my last lower owned dart throw looks like Gary Harris in a game versus Milwaukee, where there's 113.8 implied points for Denver. Harris has over 24.5 fantasy points in his last 4 games, and someone for Denver will likely see an uptick in 3-point opportunity due to the matchup, with a high likelihood of one of Denver's cheap plays being a difference maker in tournaments today. So that's what it looks like so far for today's 3-game slate. So right now, please hit that like button. And if you want your chance to win that free month of Awesemo Plus courtesy of SuperDraft, like this video and comment your overall top value according to Draftkings salaries down below. As I mentioned in Friday's video, about 20 people guessed Aaron Baines correctly as a top value play, and boy oh boy did he come through, but only one person can win besides Aaron Baines, and that person's this guy right here, Lance Simpson. So Lance, email me right now at chris@awesemo.com to collect your free month of Awesemo Plus. And as always, those free months of Awesemo Plus come courtesy of SuperDraft, so check out the future of DFS right now at superdraft.io or by downloading SuperDraft in the App Store. When you sign up, use the promo code Awesemo to get yourself $20 free on a deposit of $100 or more. So do that right now at superdraft.io or by downloading SuperDraft in the App Store. And our SuperDraft projections are free today at awesemo.com, so go take a look on there as well if you want to help build better lineups today on SuperDraft. And if you want those SuperDraft projections daily or projections for all the other sites as well as ownership, the boom bust Plus tool and a million other things that help us build better lineups. Use this promo code Switch and Hedge right now at Awesemo.com/join. That promo code Switch and Hedge will give you half off your first week of any of our weekly Awesemo Plus packages. So go check it out right now at Awesemo.com/join and use that promo code Switch and Hedge. Go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Spags. My personal podcast will be coming out tomorrow afternoon, so you should be on board for that. And of course, you can see all my DFS content as well if you follow me right now on Twitter at Chris Spags. I'll be back on Live Before Lock with the Chubster Josh Engelman later today, and it is a 4:30 p.m. lock time Pacific time, 7:30 p.m. if you're layman on the East Coast. But go check me out later today, and of course, I'll be back to you guys tomorrow for another Four Corners. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a great night, and I'll see you guys again soon. Good luck.